I am in a bad mood, grumpy, irritated, spitting nails kind of a mood. If I write today, it's just going to be poop. I think it's probably better that I just don't write at all. Stop. That is the worst thing that you could do, unless you never want to finish your book. Like everything else in life, writing has ups and downs. I mean, there's some days when you are writing and it is like sledding down a hill with glee. Just everything's easy and fast and fun. And then there are days where it's like swimming in molasses, where everything takes effort and it's hard and you can hardly see any progress. I mean, that's just how things go sometimes. And then there are days where you are irritated. Not that this ever happens to you, but you have a fight with your partner, you get a lot of attitude from your teenager, or you've been holding a teething baby for hours. Maybe your irritation is accompanied by a healthy dose of anger and a rise in your blood pressure. Or maybe your response is just to shut down, to back off, and to numb. Either of those responses makes writing harder. But I actually think that when you have those intense emotions that feel like they're going to inhibit your writing, that you actually have an opportunity to use writing to help you, but also to use those emotions to help your writing. Surprised? Let me explain. Well, first, because you are a writer, you automatically have a fantastic tool to help you to process emotions. You have the ability to figure out what the emotion is and what to do with it. So here's what I suggest. When you feel something really intensely, open your journal and spill it. Now, I suggest with the right method that you always have two documents going. One document is your manuscript of the book you're working on, and the second document is a journal. And the journal is just a repository for putting words in. It's the place to go when your writing is hard or you don't feel like it. And it's just a place to dump the gunk in your head that may be getting in the way of good writing. This is a great opportunity to not only dump the intense emotions and work through it, but also then to have something to mine for those emotions later on. Journaling has been recommended as a therapy tool for a long time, and with good reason. Often we can process things with words in a way that we can't just by sitting around and thinking about it, or even just by talking about it. But when I talk about a writing journal, I'm really just talking about a place where you can put anything you want. You can put your grocery list, you can put your goals for 2025, you can put your dreams about that European vacation, whatever you want in the journal. There are no rules around it. It's just a place to give you the opportunity to write 500 words every day, even when it's not in your manuscript. So you can use your journal for anything you want, but you can also use it to process intense emotion. And by doing this, it can help you in 5 different ways. First of all, by journaling about it, you can actually journal about the experience from a third person perspective. Sometimes that will give you some really interesting insights about what's going on, and it will allow you to detach personally from those intense emotions. Second, by writing about it, you're able to slow down and actually notice the thoughts that are going on in your head. Very often, it's the thoughts that are fueling the emotions, but they happen so quickly that we're not even aware of them. By writing, you can start to catch the thoughts that might be fueling those emotions. Third, we rarely experience one single emotion at a time. A lot of times it's a complex tangle of emotions. And by writing about it, you begin to untangle that knot of emotions and actually identify what you are truly feeling. Fourth, most people don't do that. Most people don't take the time to become really aware of what they are feeling. And as a writer, you have the gift of being able to do that. And then finally, if you want to, you can problem solve about what to do about it. Now, I find that this isn't always required, but sometimes it can be really helpful. And often solutions can be simple when we go through and we slow down our thoughts and we identify what's really happening, then we're better able to come up with solutions to address what is actually the problem, not what seems to be the problem. So, the first reason capturing this emotion in your journal is helpful is because it helps you to process the emotion. But it is also really good material for your writing. I mean, everything that you experience is material for your writing. And as you are feeling something intently, you have the opportunity to capture it and hold it in your journal until one of your characters needs that emotion. Unlike social media, if you only capture the highlights, your writing is going to be boring. You need conflict. You also need character motivation, and sometimes those motivations are tied to strong emotion. So maybe you don't need this irritation that you're feeling in your writing today, but by writing about it, by capturing the nuances of it, by being able to identify metaphors that fit with it, and by identifying the best adjectives to describe it, you now have a bunch of words you can use when your characters do need it. If you're even irritated just because of writing, if you're just irritated at the thought that you have to write today, well, capture that. You are so imaginative. You have the ability to take the irritation you're feeling towards writing today and apply it towards another character in your novel tomorrow. So capture it so that you can use it when you need it. Or alternatively, maybe there's a section in your book that needs this emotion. And maybe chronologically, that's not where you are in the writing schedule at this point. However, you can skip ahead and write that section today. You see, by writing it when you are actually feeling it, you're going to do a better job of capturing the feeling as if you know what you're talking about. So when you have a gruesome case of the grumpies and you're telling yourself that you don't feel like writing today, instead tell yourself that you're going mining for emotion and you're going to find diamonds. Skipping writing today when you're feeling that intense emotion might mean that you also skip connecting with your readers in a way that feels very authentic and real, whatever genre you write in. These difficult emotions are what lift your writing off the page and make it memorable. It's the kind of thing that readers will be thinking about long after they have set your book down. So maybe being grumpy today is a gift that is just waiting for you to open it. And by opening it, it means that you are showing up to write, even if you don't feel like it. Well, if you are looking for some encouragement and motivation to get you writing, you might also want to try this playlist of videos.